Done. Okay, we're recording. We can't see you. You can see us. You can see our screens. We can't see you. If you've got any questions at all that you would like to ask the team, ask the ranger, then please do put them into the Q&A bit that you'll find at the bottom of your screen. And any comments, you can feel free to put those into the chat. So, but it just means that then if you've got any questions that you would like answered, we don't miss them in the chat, because sometimes we end up with lots of things in there as well. Okay, on that note, thank you all for joining us. We're really, really excited today, and I'm going to hand over to Andre.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good day from South Africa. We're very excited to be here and share this afternoon with you. We've got a whole program, and I've got my whole team all over the camp. We've got Andrew, one of our guides, that's right in the middle of reserve, and I think we want to switch over to Andrew, and we want to start with Andrew. He's got an amazing sighting that he wants to share with us. It's just after 4:30 in South Africa, so that's also the time of the day that we normally will head out on drive. Let's go over to Andrew. Good afternoon, Andrew.
Good afternoon, everybody. So I'm going to switch straight to the camera. It just might be a little bit tricky to catch up, but I want you to see exactly what I'm seeing. And I'm just going to put them in view. So we're with one of our resident prides of lions on Kopama. It seems like they are actually hunting at the moment. That's why it might be a little bit tricky to catch up, because they're going into a little bit more of a dense area. But what a magnificent sighting. It's a beautiful sunny day here. I'm just going to put the camera back on me and try and reposition, and we're going to try and get another look at them. I'll be with you all in 1 second. So it is one of the prides we call the Bosplaas pride. And we do have 4 different prides of lions on Kopama, and all of them usually give us very, very good sightings. But this is one of the best looking prides we have. I love spending time with them. Just going to try and get another view for you. So this is perfect. It looks like they are going static again. So I'm just going to position, and we'll get the camera nicely set up for everybody. All right, there we go. So beautiful large lioness, and a couple of others walking over to join them now. You'll see them walk into the frame in a second. And really, really special, the one lioness that's just arrived there actually is missing an eye. So lions are really, really resilient animals. You can't really see it at the moment, but it makes for brilliant photographic opportunities, and it doesn't limit her too much, because she does have the rest of the pride that looks after her quite well. That's one real benefit of them being such a social animal. But what a beautiful, beautiful sighting.
Andrew, while we with you, and I think we've got the opportunity to talk about the game drives. Maybe we can go back to the lions in the background.
Yeah.
Andrew,
Andrew, I just missed a bit of your message there. Do you mind going again?
I think while we're with you with the lions, let's try to go through the game drive times and explain to everybody a little bit about the game drives and what does it mean and what does it involve, you know?
So how we do our game drives, it depends on the season. In summer, we're usually giving wake-up calls at around 5 a.m. in the morning. Usually meeting for a little bit of a tea and coffee snack before we head out at around 5:30, and then we're out on the game drives by 6 o'clock. Usually stopping also on the game drive for a little bit of a leg stretch and a coffee break with a muffin, a light snack there too, and then back at the lodge at 9 for a nice full breakfast. And then you've got all the time during the day to do whatever else you'll need to do. Maybe visit the spa, like Liesl will explain a little bit about shortly. Go on a bushwalk with a highly trained guide. If you've got kids, head out, do some fishing at the river. There's a number of different activities that we can do also. And then usually meeting up again in the afternoons for a little bit of a high tea at around 4 o'clock, or 4 in summer, and then heading out at 4:30, and then winter meeting up at around 3:30, and then heading out on the game drive at around 4 o'clock in winter, and then back at 7 o'clock for a full dinner, and then off into the evening.
Andrew, tell us a bit about the reserve, the size of it, and then also apart from the lions, what else the guests can expect to see on game drive?
So Kopama is about 15,500 hectares at the moment. Also slowly trying to expand, and we have a wide array of different wildlife that we are able to see. We do have the full big five, which is lions, elephant, buffalo, rhino, and leopard. Obviously leopard being the nice elusive one, but we do get some magical sightings of them. Also opportunity to get some really special sightings of other animals that are highly sought after on safari, like the pangolin, which is a very, very rare shy animal that we also get a number of sightings of, the aardvark, a wide array of bird life that we get to see out here, lots of insects, reptiles. So whatever that person's interest may be, we can definitely accommodate that, and always guided by a professional, highly trained guide that will be looking after you right through your stay.
Andrew, we will go through the photos and so on a little bit later of Aubrey, but maybe while we've got the lions, let's tell us a bit more about the lions, and maybe what's just about the prides and so on.
So we do have 4 different prides, resident prides on Kopama at the moment. The one that I'm sitting with now is one of the larger ones. You're looking at just over 10 lions altogether. And then we do also have a dominant coalition of male lions. So when male lions join together, usually brothers or closely related males, we call it a coalition. And we have a coalition of 3 that dominate most of Kopama, and then also their father, who is also on the reserve, who they actually attacked when they got old enough for his territory to become the dominant males in Kopama. So just like the lioness I mentioned earlier, he is also actually missing an eye, but he sticks to one part of the reserve, and we get some amazing sightings of him too. And he's become quite famous to a lot of the guests who follow our social media and to people who have been to Kopama before. So really interesting lion dynamics on Kopama. We always have a lot of excitement when it comes to the lions.
Andrew, those lions obviously looking into the distance. Is there anything they can see? Is there anything in the background, or try to explain?
So they were actually after some impala, and one of the lead females, the one that was lying down at first, she initially started going towards them, stalking nice and low down in the grass. Actually, because of how high the grass is, they completely disappear. But unfortunately, she got a little bit closer, and the impala saw her. So lions they are successful hunters, but not very successful. So the reason they actually end up feeding is because they just keep trying and keep trying and keep trying. But unfortunately, a lot of the time they do get spotted, and that's unfortunately what happened for them in this case. Looks like they may just slowly start to follow these impala. It's often what happens when lions are hunting. They'll try once, they'll miss, and then when they think those animals have dropped their guard again, they'll keep slowly following, and they'll keep trying, and eventually, hopefully, they do get lucky in the end. It is also a nice warm day, so just ahead of them, there is a little bit of a drainage line. So if it does get a little bit warm for them lying out in the sun like that, they may even dip into that drainage line and just get a little bit of that shade, that cooler ground down there.
So the rest of the pride, Andrew, are they somewhere in the grass lying down that we can't see them, or is it just visual of the females? Or
so there is visual of a couple of the others at the moment. They're just lying in tricky areas. So we got about 5 altogether now. 1 or 2 have started moving towards the drainage line. So we are hoping we can keep visual of them. If they do duck off, we're going to try our best to get another visual. But the rest of the pride, the larger portion of the pride is is not with them, but they do often split up for different reasons when they have young, if they're mating. So this isn't the full portion of the pride at the moment, but we are looking at about five lions altogether in this group that we're with at the moment. The best visual we've got now is of this one that the camera's sitting on now.
Andrew, you can see they're breathing quite heavily. It's obviously quite warm out there.
So lions, when it comes to heat, they really don't like the heat. That's why very, very often in the middle of the day, they're sleeping in the shade. But lions are very, very opportunistic animals. So whenever there is an opportunity to hunt, they will usually go for it. And that's what's brought them out into the sun. And that will be causing them to pant quite a lot. They also don't have sweat glands like us, so they need to cool down other ways. And that's a good way to help bring down their body temperature a little bit.
Thanks, Andrew. I think we want to sort of move through and go through to the rest of the program. Maybe just let's wait a second.
It's just see what she does. It seems like she may go and join the rest of the pride. But let's just see what she does. There's the other female that was lying just out of view. And like I was talking about earlier, very, very social animals. So often trying to go and nudge each other and very, very, very social. So they'll try and nudge each other. They'll push their heads together. When they go for a drink of water, they often like going together. I'm just going to try and move forward a little bit and see if we can just get another view. Just hang on tight for me. So it looks like they were just trying to get a little bit more shade. It's just a little bit of a tricky area. Let me just see what I can do. And you'll see what I was talking about now, how they really like the shade and they don't like the heat. It seems like this female has gone straight flat on the ground sleeping again. So they'll get active, and then as soon as they can, it's straight back into the shade and flat on the ground. But as soon as the sun starts dipping a little bit more, they usually start getting a little bit more active, patrolling into the evening, patrolling territories, hunting, and females often even more active than the males. Because they have the young to look after and the rest of the pride. So they're not only just looking after themselves, but what a gorgeous sighting. Always beautiful spending time with these animals. Really special. And you can see the way that lioness's tail, there's a black tip on the tail and black tips on the back of the ears. And this contrasts with the rest of the tan body, and it helps for them to stand out. If they are hunting in long, tall grass, when they're looking at each other from behind, they can actually see where the others are. And when she swats that tail, that black tip also contrasts with the rest of the body. And it shows that she's not happy with something. Sometimes it's just swatting flies, but it's always good to watch the animal behavior, because it can tell you a lot about how these animals are reacting and what they're doing, what they're up to, basically, getting into the inner mind of a lion. And then flat on the ground again.
Thanks, Andrew. I think for everybody, just to get a better idea, Andrew's on a vehicle. We've actually built some special equipment to get Wi-Fi out in the reserve, so it's quite tricky. So we're very fortunate to be able to join Andrew this afternoon with this amazing lion sighting. We're going to continue the rest of the afternoon, and then Andrew, we're going to catch up with you a little bit later if it's okay. Maybe try and see what else we can get. Thanks again, and yeah, chat a little bit later.
That sounds good. I'll see everybody soon. You can say goodbye to the lions while I sign off.
Thanks, Andrew. So for the rest of us, I want to take you through a presentation and just show basically where we are. We basically bordering the Greater Kruger National Park. We're just outside a small little town called Hoedspruit. And from arriving at Kapama, as you've seen on the video, there's a couple of options. One of the options would be to fly with our own aircraft, landing on Kapama itself. And basically a 45-minute flight from Oluwatambo Airport. We can also fly from Cape Town. We can also charter the aircraft from different destinations. And then arriving on Kapama on our own airstrip. Like I said, it's about a 45-minute flight. Really convenient. Once you arrive at an airstrip, you will be met with the guides. It's about a 2-3 minute drive to Karula itself. And that's pretty much the layout of the property. The other option is to fly into Eastgate Airport, which is just across the road from us. We're actually bordering the airport itself. Really convenient. Daily flights from Johannesburg and Cape Town. And then that is pretty much the reserve itself with the 4 different properties. Today's focus is going to be on Karula. From the airport to Karula, it's about a 20-25-minute drive. And as we had with Andrew, once you arrived, like I said, you're met by the guides on the game drive vehicle, and that's actually where your safari starts. So straight on drive, that's the airport, that's the entrance. But yeah, basically straight on drive, one will be able to start your safari. These are basically the game drive vehicles that we use. This is basically the vehicle that Andrew has with him at the moment. So nice and convenient, really comfortable. And then just some of the amazing sightings that you can expect to see on the way to the camp. And then today's main focus is Karula. Karula is our flagship property on Kapama. Like Andrew mentioned earlier, Kapama is about 15,000 hectares. And Karula's got 12 villas. All 12 villas are built on the Glacier River. This is sort of a view from the front of the camp. One can see there's a lot of privacy as well. So between those villas is a good 40-50 meters. So all of them overlooking the Glacier River. This is basically the main area of the camp. The bar area, I always say that's the heart of the camp. This is where we meet in the mornings for coffee and tea. A drink maybe before game drive. In the restaurant, nice and open, sort of an inside-outside feel. As we go through the photos, one will also see there's quite a modern look and a modern look and feel. Also, dining options is basically either in the restaurant. We do a lot of room service as well. We've got a full a la carte menu. Or for those that really want to, we can also enjoy the dinner around the fire. That's also an option. We normally try to work it in with every stay. This is basically the library. This is basically the facility or the room where I'm sitting in. And then, like I said, all the buildings are on the Glacier River. And then next, I'm going to go over to Teresa. Teresa is my colleague. We've been at Karula for the last 10, 11 years. She's actually sitting in one of the villas. She's going to take us through, tell us a bit more about the villas. We also got some photos prepared to give you a better idea. This is sort of just a drawing to give everybody an idea of the layout. So good afternoon, Teresa.
Good afternoon, Andries. Afternoon, everybody. So as Andries mentioned, I'm sitting in one of our beautiful villas at Karula. I'm in Villa 9. So on the picture that you can see at the moment, like Andries said, just a basic layout of our villa. So this is our family villa. You're looking at about 190 square meters in total for the room. And then also, as you can see, a lot open plan. So each villa has got a lounge area, a bedroom, bathroom. The family villa picture that you can see far to the right is the children's room. So we do take families with children as well. And then a nice big deck with a private pool for each villa looking out onto the river. So just to give you an idea. So we'll go over to the pictures now to give you a better idea of the villa on the inside.
Teresa?
So yes, if you can go to the next slide, yes. So for the inside of the villa, like you can see, a lot open plan, a lot of glass, sliding doors going out onto the deck. The photo at the moment, you can see the bathroom, the bathtub. Again, you can have a bubble bath looking out onto the river, open plan with a bedroom. And then also in the far back corner, you can see the door going into the children's room. So this is our picture of the children's room, which has got its own bathroom as well. Easily we can accommodate 3 children. So the family villas, we can take up to five guests in the villa. So a lot of space for the families to enjoy the room and the privacy. Then also the lounge area that you can see on the next picture. So each villa has got a nice big lounge area with a mini bar, which is also included in your stay. So you can enjoy a glass of wine while you relax in the room. Tea and coffee station also in the mini bar with an espresso coffee machine. So an espresso coffee for you to have your first cup of coffee in the morning. Yeah, just a nice room to relax, looking out onto the deck and the river. Again, from the bathroom side, also each villa has got an indoor and an outdoor shower. So for those that's adventurous, can enjoy a shower under the stars. Yeah, a lot of privacy. We also do offer room service, like Andre said as well. So private dining, definitely an option. You can enjoy a dinner under the stars with a pool at the background. Even breakfast or lunch, it's possible for us to send food to the room, not a problem. Also possible to do some game viewing from your deck. Yeah, we get a lot of buffaloes, bushbuck, nyalas around. So there's always that excitement for guests that you might see something from the room. Each villa has got its own private swimming pool, which is also heated. So we can control the temperature. Yeah, enjoy a swim at your villa looking out onto the river.
Thanks, Teresa. I think for everybody to sort of also try to understand, so there's 12 units in total. 2 of them are family units. Then the other 10 are like the unit we've just seen. And like we said earlier, they're quite spread out. So a lot of privacy, a lot of open spaces. It's about 1 kilometer from villa number 1 to villa number 12. So it's a nice walk as well. And in the center between room number 5 and 6 is basically the public areas. That's where the library is, where I'm sitting, the bar and the restaurant. So really nice and open, nice and private. From the camp itself as well, it's a very modern design with lots of open spaces, lots of glass doors, a lot of natural light coming into the room. And we pretty much follow that design with the spa and the wellness center as well. Next, we're going to join Liesel. She's our spa manager. She's actually sitting in one of the treatment rooms. Good afternoon, Liesel.
Good afternoon, Andres. Good afternoon, everybody. So yes, so as the picture is showing you as well, this is our relaxation area, which the guests can use before and after their treatments. We also have a heated swimming pool with underwater jets. So if you just want to come and use the facilities, you're also more than welcome to. So actually right behind me as well is our hydrotherapy bars. It's part of our facilities. And the products that we use is Babor, which is from Germany. So we do all our facials and body treatments will be from this product. And then our treatment rooms. So we basically have 4 treatment rooms. They're all couples rooms. The picture that you see now is our Vichy shower, which is also part of one of our treatment rooms. So each treatment room also have their own changing room. So you would basically come in for your treatment, change, and then afterwards you can still take a shower and then relax by our relaxation area. For those of you that don't really want to do treatments, but rather want to come and use our gym, we also have a gym at the spa. It's fully equipped with techno-gym equipment. So we also have yoga mats available. So if you want to do some yoga outside on the deck, that's also an option. Back to you, Andres.
Thanks, Liesl. I think we want to join Andrew again. Andrew's got another sighting. We're quite excited. Good afternoon, Andrew. Andrew, we can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Thanks.
Okay, perfect. So just going to switch straight to it. We were really lucky that these animals are in quite close proximity. There's a mud pan not too far from where we had those rhino. Where we had those lions, and we've now got some white rhino that are mud wallowing. We've actually got about 4, but we've just got 2 in the frame now. And then we've even got a buffalo that is also lying with them in this mud pan. Really, really special to see. Also, because of this heat, they're not moving around too much. And it's also animals that don't have sweat glands, so cooling themselves down by laying in the water. They'll roll in that mud, and then they'll also come out the water a little bit later. They'll let that mud dry, and then they'll most likely go and rub on a tree, and that just helps to pull off all those ticks and parasites that end up sitting on these rhino. Brilliant adaptations that they have to get rid of and to keep them healthy. There's also a small bird that we get called an oxpecker that also helps to control the ticks that we get on these animals. But such a beautiful animal to see out here. Really, really special. And we've actually been really, really lucky on Kopama. We've got a very, very good track record with our rhino. And as you can see, full horns. So it's really magnificent being able to spend time with these animals and to be able to say that hopefully in the future, we'll be able to show this to generations to come. Also with this buffalo, we'll get the camera on the buffalo in a second, but these animals also, especially with the bigger herbivores, they don't mind spending time together. They're not really competing too much for the same food. While they do eat the same food, but they're not really competing too much. And there's obviously also only a certain amount of water and mud out here, so you're often finding them together. There's the buffalo there. So he's what we call a dugger boy. Now, dugger is a local word that we have for like a cement mix, mud cement mix. And because they drift away from the herds, they can't really keep up as much. They're older. They get chased out by the younger, more dominant bulls. They come and roll in this mud. And also for the same purpose, help protect them from the sun, get those parasites off. So they've adopted those nicknames. And when he turns his head, you'll get a nice full view of his face. But they've got what we call a boss on the front of their head. And that's basically a big shock absorber. So when these males are fighting, they don't damage the brain. It's bone covered in a very, very thick keratin layer that helps to protect them. But once again, very, very, very special to see out here. Just going to pop the camera back onto these rhino again. You can see even resting the faces in the mud, moving around, just trying to get that water and mud everywhere they can, keep them nice and cool. Once again, also as the sun starts going down and it gets a little bit cooler, they'll also start moving off for the evening, getting a little bit more active, doing some feeding. Really, really beautiful. And also because of all this rains we've had over this season, it's probably the most rain we've had in many, many years. It's kept these mud pans nice and full, kept all our dams nice and full, and the reserve is looking lush and green and beautiful. And the animals themselves are looking really lush and, well, really, really beautiful. You can see these animals are all in really, really good condition, no bones showing, nice and chunky.
Thanks, Andrew. I think for everybody back home, to give you an idea, today was about 36, 37 degrees Celsius. So nice warm day for us. We're slowly heading into our winter season. Winter for us is still mild winters with a daytime temperature of 25 degrees Celsius. But going forward, the next couple of months are really amazing times for safari. This is normally when you get the best sightings, the bush starts opening up. And this year, we're really looking forward. Like Andrew said, we just had some amazing rain. So we're really blessed with a healthy reserve, lots of grass. We've seen for the first time in many years new plant species and new flowers. So it's a really exciting time ahead of us. We want to go over to Aubrey next. Aubrey is also one of our guides. He's in one of the villas as well. And I'm going to open up a couple of photos that Aubrey's just going to take us through. It's always nice to see a little bit of the photos. Aubrey, maybe tell us a little bit about what we can expect to see apart from the rhino that Andrew's been with now and the lion.
Yeah, there's many different species. One of the beauties that we always try and look for is the leopard, as you can see there in the photo. And it's always the golden prize to find a leopard here in a tree. They are extremely elusive animals, so it's always a challenge to find them. But when we find them, it just makes it so much more worth the effort. And we do put in a lot of effort to try and find these animals for our guests. Yeah, this is one of our very rare sightings of seeing a lion actually in a tree. These are a couple of young lions that we have, the same pride that Andrew is actually with right now, that we found like a week ago, playing around in the tree. It was a nice overcast day. It's not too hot, so they were playing around, having some fun. And you can actually see they're like small kids just having fun. And it's always awesome to watch them doing things that you don't always expect them to do. So this is a very special photo. I do believe it was Andrew that took this photo. Of one of our prides that now has new cubs. And this is something we do not see very often. They do hide these babies extremely well. Very special sighting of that female carrying the baby by the neck. And it's amazing to think that an animal that is so powerful and can be so vicious can also be so gentle at the same time. But yeah, very special sighting to see these lions. And this is one of the Hoedspruit Madodas, one of the brothers that Andrew spoke about that's formed the coalition. Yeah, there's 3 of them, and they together have taken over the whole reserve. They are a pretty big force to reckon with. Once again, one of the guys at nighttime. At nighttime, we do get a chance to view these guys, and there's also when they start getting more active. And we've had it plenty of times where they will start roaring right next to the vehicle, and to hear that roar right next to the car, it goes right into your, yeah.
I think we've lost him for a moment. Let me put my camera back on.
I think we have lost them. So I think what he just basically, I'll try and finish off. Obviously, I don't know exactly what he was going to say, but I think all he was trying to say is when they roar next to that vehicle, it goes straight through you. It is an unbelievable feeling, something that you'll never, ever forget. I can honestly say that. And I think that there was 1 or 2 more pictures that we will make available for everyone, but that is pretty much our spiel. So what I just want to say to everybody as well is that we are really, really looking forward to having everybody here and welcoming everybody back. We are waiting with open arms. The animals are waiting with open arms. So as soon as everybody can get to us, that will be amazing. It really will. So once again, thank you from all of us here, and we can't wait to see you.
Thank you for showing us today. It's been incredible, the sightings that we've had there. I think it's inspired everyone. I've been looking through all the comments in the chat as you've been going, and everyone's very jealous of you right now as we're sat in England in the cold, and you're just sat there in that amazing views that you've got there. It's incredible, isn't it?
So that's not a problem at all. Like I say, we can't wait to have everybody. Hopefully this will keep you all going until you can get here.
Absolutely. Now, just to cover off, we have lots of people who've joined us today from different places. So we've got lots of our travel agent partners. We've got some of our customers, some of our travel agents, clients. So however you came here today, you're really welcome. I hope you've really, really enjoyed it. If you've got any inquiries, if you'd like to inquire about going on a safari, then contact the person who invited you to join us here today. We have got some offers on at the moment. We've got a fabulous offer for a trip doing Cape Town and then into the safari. And it works out at, I got the prices earlier, £2,490 for a 9-night stay, and that was including the stay in Cape Town and off to do the safari as well. So we're going to pop those up on our Facebook pages so that you can see the offers there as well. And we've got some an extra £100 discount on those as well at the moment. And then if anyone has been inspired and it's not enough for you, then we've got another Facebook Live tomorrow at 2 o'clock from the Kenyan Safari. So it's been wonderful. Unfortunately, we've lost your colleagues, Andrew, but thankfully we didn't lose you because you've got the good photos there. So thank you for joining us. Thank you for everyone else who's joined us today as well. It has been spectacular. There's a few questions in there. Let me just see, because obviously we've lost the others. You might be able to answer some of the questions. I think Christelle's answering a few. Are you open year round was one of the questions.
We are open all year round. So whenever you would like to see us, there are obviously better times for safari, well, different times for safari, depending on what the people are looking for. Winter, the bush is thinned out a little bit. It's a little bit cooler. Summer, there's more insects, depending. It depends on the interest of the client. So if you get in contact with our reservations team as well, they'll also be able to help plan that. But we are open all year round, all holidays, 365.
Okay, someone's just asked about the villas that they sleep 5. Can they be twin beds in case children don't want to share? I don't know if that's a question that you know the answer to.
We can. Very, very flexible when it comes to rooming. So once again, once you contact the reservations team, they get in contact with us at the lodge and we set the villas up however the guests would like them, whether it's twin, double, however they would like.
Okay, someone's asked about the video today because I've done a recording. Yes, we will be putting it on our Facebook page so that you've got a link for today if you wanted to share it at all. Let me just grab any other questions. Is the reserve involved in any conservation work, particularly for the rhinos?
So we do have our own conservation going on, particularly, well, for the rhinos, especially. I was talking about earlier having such a really good track record. We have a really good security team on the reserve that patrols the reserve constantly, keeps an eye on them. We've done a few releases. Actually, one of these rhino that is sitting behind me have been released from the Endangered Species Center. They were involved in a poaching incident, taken in, rehabilitated, and then we now have 6 releases that are on the reserve at the moment that are thriving. So it's a real success story that. And it's something we can be proud of at Kapama.
Oh, that's fantastic. I'm just trying to see if there's any other questions. Somebody asked if there are any yoga classes available.
So not what you can do, which we've had in the past, is we've called in yoga instructors and we can sort of plan like a yoga safari where you can take mats out on depending on obviously the level of yoga. Also there is place in the spa to do yoga, but it just depends on what we can get available, getting an instructor in, but anything is possible.
Fabulous, thank you. And then someone's just asked about pricing for 2023. We can't confirm the prices with the flights at the moment, but we can probably give you some prices for the rest of the itinerary as well there. And I think that is all of our questions answered. That's all the ones I can find. So thank you very much, Andrew. Thank you everyone for joining us today. As I say, if you want to watch it back again, we're going to pop it onto our Facebook page as well. But it's been amazing. But really, it's a first for us at Classic. So we really appreciate you taking your time today to show us what a wonderful place you live.
Perfect. No, we're really happy you could join us. We're really happy you could join us, and we hope to see everyone soon. Waiting with open arms.
Absolutely.
It's our pleasure.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
Okay, that's it. I hope you enjoyed our live from South Africa today. It was amazing to see the animals on there, just a real first for us. So we were really excited to be able to share that with you. As I say, if you've got any inquiries for your safaris, then come through to us at Classic or whoever invited you along today, and they will be able to help you out with that as well. But thank you and enjoy the rest of your afternoon.